lot of my team here who really helped with this campaign. We have had a huge field effort that has gone on recently where we have been knocking well over 1,000 doors a day. So that has been very exciting, and we really... I'm so sorry. That's all right. Never mind. We're just, if you get tangled up, you keep on tangling. I've learned that. So we've had really an extraordinary effort where lots and lots of people from all across this community have stepped up and helped with this effort. This will be my 6th campaign in the 7th district, and each of them has had a really different feel to it. But this has been one, again, I just can't tell you how special it has been. I have had people from all across the community texting me. I'm going to stand in front of this. Actually, I tell you what, Kyla, come here. We're very, very special. And it has been one where I have had people texting me at various times, little bits of scripture about hope, or calling me on special occasions. Just a few days ago, I had Joe Sawyer, who is a city council member in Peachtree Corners. He called me, and his brother was in the hospital, actually, getting a stent put in. I was like, why on earth are you calling me? I'm thinking of you, my goodness. And he said, well, my sister-in-law wanted to tell you something. And so he gives her the phone, and she says, I want you to know I'm voting for you. And I was like, I really appreciate that. Your husband, please pay attention, to him. I know he's hurting. But it was that kind of care and love that really came from the community, from all parts during this race. So what has happened in the 7th district, right? What is the dynamic of this race? Well, as you all know, redistricting happened. The Republicans downtown had their way with us, and the 7th district, which was previously 75% Gwinnett, became 90% Gwinnett, and it became more Democratic. The 6th district became more Republican. And then Lucy McBath decided to leave that district and come here and run against me. And these are one thing after the next year. All right. Lucy, so what has happened is, we've had this very grassroots effort. As you can see, we are grassroots. We put it together, and we keep going, and things get messed up, but we keep going. And what we've been up against is a massive amount of outside money. So I do want people to understand it has really been, it's been challenging. What Lucy has had, she's been backed by 2 billionaires. That's with a B, billionaires. And they have poured money into this race. $6 million in outside funding has come into this race. Now, I'm no slouch when it comes to fundraising. I've raised $3 million, right? But to have that kind of outside money, that is in addition to the money that Lucy has raised, has really been extraordinary. That's been a lot. And the other thing you need to know is not only have I faced this outside money during this race, but last year, the Republicans ran $5 million worth of negative ads against me. And this was financed by pharma, largely. And the ads, of course, this time were in large part financed by cryptocurrency. So, again, it is about the grassroots. It is about the people of this community who have really come together to support this campaign in a way that is very deep and meaningful. But we have been up against a massive, massive amount of outside money. So I just want to thank everybody here, all my door knockers over here, the very diverse communities that have really stepped up and made this campaign go. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this. We feel very good. We have had really, really good days on the doors, and we have been knocking, we've been doing our GOTV effort, really going all the way back to the weekend before early vote. And that has been very, very positive. We will see, again, if you've watched any of the TV, the ads have been Lucy McBath around the clock. We really have been boots on the ground and turned out a really formidable field operation and field campaign. And I just want to say how extremely proud I am of this campaign and what we have done. It has been an extraordinary, valiant effort, and I really appreciate everybody doing it.
Had you known ahead of time all this outside money that would be coming in, would you have changed your strategy at all?
The strategy was very much designed because this outside money was going to come in, and I knew that I would never be able to raise money quite that way. And again, I'm one of the largest fundraisers in Georgia. When you go look at different candidates, I raised about $3 million for this race, which is more than I've ever raised for a primary before. It is almost equivalent to what I raised in a general election. It's more than I raised for the 2018 general election. But that being said, I knew that Lucy was going to come in, backed by Mike Bloomberg, backed by Everytown for Gun Safety. I did not expect the cryptocurrency guys to drop in $2 million as well. But we knew this was going to have to be really grassroots. We knew that it was going to have to be really grounded in the community.
Carolyn, what makes you different versus Lucy? What makes you stand out?
It's very much that I love this community. You know, there are lots of issues we can talk about, lots of different focuses. But the people in this community, they have my cell phone number. Many of them do. The people in this community, we have worked together to deliver project after project, piece of legislation after piece of legislation that is deeply grounded in the needs and concerns of people here. So I introduced an abandoned malls bill, to give you an easy example, right? A very popular bill that I introduced, and that's because of Gwinnett Place Mall, right? So that we can redevelop that. Now this is a problem for the whole country, right? But it comes from what we have been discussing here and what our needs are here.
One more question, so we'll take
Let me
it
get
from,
somebody from some,
yeah.
someone else.
We'll take it from
So,
over here.
so you've, obviously there's a lot to be decided tonight. We don't know what we're going to do. Are you guys prepared for the possibility you could go for another month in a runoff?
I have done 6 campaigns here. I am prepared for anything. Yes, sir. And I have done runoffs before, and we are ready for that. It is a race that's where that field operation is very, very important, and so we have been rolling out our plans.
Do you feel like it will go to a runoff, or you guys feel pretty confident you could win outright tonight?
I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I feel very good about all the conversations that we've been having in the community. It's been very, very positive. So, all right, I'm gonna get
Yes. 2 key things that have been central to not only your campaign, but just during your term: coalition building and collaboration. For people that aren't familiar with it, describe how important that has been in being the representative in the 7th District.
So the 7th District, as you know, is very, very diverse. And what we've tried to do as we move forward with the different projects that we're working on is to bring together people from all across the community. And that coalition building is something that happens here, but is also something that we can take to Washington to deliver for the people here. To give you, there are many examples of it, but one is the PPP extension program. It's the Paycheck Protection Program extension. It was the first piece of legislation I introduced, and it ended up passing Congress. I was one of the first members to pass legislation. And this bill, which was to help small businesses get forgivable loans, to make sure that minority-owned businesses, small businesses, could access these loans, helped 270,000 businesses in Georgia access $5 billion worth of forgivable loans. And that was a bipartisan coalition, actually. It came from this district and conversations here, and then we took it to Washington, built a bipartisan coalition, and were able to get that bill through.
I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't get a chance to ask you about the shooting today in Texas.
Yes.
I know that this is happening in Texas. You represent Georgia, but it's a national issue. What would you say today, and how does that kind of change the importance of this election?
It is a grievous blow to see the shooting in Texas, and I think all of us, we feel this. I'm a mother, right, and I have a son who is in elementary school, and you know, it just brings us to our knees when we see this. But I suspect many of us, myself included, are deeply frustrated that this happened 10 years ago in Connecticut, and we still have not addressed gun safety reform. So I carry with me back a lot of frustration that I know a lot of people here feel, that we need to start delivering for the American people. And gun control is one of the areas where we need to deliver and get results.
All right, that's all the time that we have. Thank you.